No. Yeah, this was the way to. Now I got hair in my hand. Alright. Hi, I'm Sailor Moon, Serena, and I am Sailor Mars Ray. And today we're gonna talk about we're gonna get a Microsoft Windows reckoner. Now we put some thought into it, and we're gonna get a Microsoft Windows one. Now I know that there are a lot of downsides to Microsoft Windows. Oh, you're not fully shielded from malware. You still have to have your firewall up. You still have to be, up to date with all your Microsoft Window updates, up to date with all your System Attack Norton updates, and a bunch of other things too. And that it takes about an hour to set up, and and it's not always known to, it's not the most flawless. Well, then again, there is no running up make layout setup that is flawless. But at least you get more than 6 years out of it. See, all Google Chromebooks, their software backing updates only go for about 6 years. Why? I don't know. Someone at Google made a pick about 6 years ago that was how long they were going to do it for. I don't know. And I know there's going to be folks saying, yay, you're going... Well, it's not like I'm going back to the winner's side again or something. I mean, when I think of it, why would it be 6 years? Why? I mean, if it could be like 10 years... or 20 years or something like that. Okay, if Microsoft can have a longer software backing and updating for, let's say, 10 or whatever, or even 8 or 8.1, I don't know, at that time, yeah, I know 7 is. Well, if Microsoft could give you a longer software backing and update time for the running upmake, then why can't Google? I mean, if Apple can do it, why cannot? I don't know. So yeah, there is some downsides to it, but most likely that's the one I'm going to get. And apparently, going to have to buy some web shooter, because apparently the ones that all have them built in apparently are too much, or at least that's all the ones we're seeing. Who knows, we might actually come across one that's not as much, but I really don't know. So, yeah. You're right, Sailor Moon, that's what's going on. And some folks out there might say that some folks might say that, yeah, that is a dumb move. A dumb shift, I'm gonna say, on Google's part to only make it go for 6 years, and if you would get a new one and you'd only have software backing and updating for 6 years again, so after 6 years you'd be back to the same hang up or bind that you were in before. If you were going to Microsoft Windows one, sure it had a lot of hang-ups, and sure it has downsides and stuff, but at least you're going to have a longer software backing and updating, hardware backing and updating that would go longer than 6 years. And yes, like I said, there are some downsides, like you gotta have your firewall up. You need to have your firewall up anyway. And you need to be up to date with Microsoft Windows and all the updates that Microsoft sends you. And you got to be up to date with all the updates that Norton sends System Attack sends for Norton, Stronghold. and stuff like that. And yes, setup takes about an hour. And yes, restore takes about an hour. Yes, there are a lot of downsides. But at least some folks say that Microsoft has gotten more good about strongholding from malware, but I don't really know if that's true or not. But anyway, I do know one thing that's true. At least you got a longer hardware backing and updating lifetime. You're right about that, Sailor Mars. So at the end of the day, we're going to go for Microsoft Windows Reckoner. What kind? Who's it going to be? LG, HP, Samsung, Voodoo, Acer, Gateway, Dell, I don't know. I don't know. Totasha, I don't know. Someone out there, I don't know. Any one of those ones. So who knows? Sometime, I guess March, I don't know, sometime around that time, we should have it. But hopefully, we get it the same day we get that web shooter. Because if we have to hold for the web shooter, then we're not going to set up the new Reckoner until after we get our web shooter. So it depends on how that goes. But with this hope, we can get one with one that's inside. But as of right now, all those ones seem to be a lot. They're worth a lot. Even the ones without are worth a lot. But lowering worth might be what it is. But we might be lucky. Maybe we might get one that does have one built in. Maybe not. We might have to get a web shooter. And we probably won't be setting it up until after we get the web shooter. Because it would be like if you get it and you put it up and then you can't do anything film-wise until you get your web shooter if it's one without it built in. So if we have to get one that does not built in, then we're going to have to hold until we get the web shooter and then set both of those up. Which takes about an hour, folks. So it is what it is. So we're going to get a new Microsoft Windows one. And before we end this film, Sailor Moon, let's say this right now. You want to say it, Sailor Mars, say it. I know that Apple out there feels left out. Why didn't you go get Apple one? Someone's like, because you don't know how these Apple ones are. At least I know how the Google ones work and the Microsoft ones work. I know how the Apple's ones work, but Apple is worth more than the Microsoft ones and worth more than the Google ones. So yeah, get a Microsoft Windows one. So yeah, at the end of the day, you might have to do more when it comes to your stronghold, and more shit you have to more stuff you got to be strongholded from. But at the end of the day, at least you got your hardware and your update backing lifetime more than 6 years. So it is what it is. So hope you all like this film. Let us know what you think. I'm Sailor Moon. I'm Sailor Mars. We'll see you later.